In the first story for you of this Richard Fowler pre-show, a court rules that a teen is not mature enough to abort her baby, but she is mature enough to be a mother. Yes, that is indeed true. A couple days ago, the Nebraska Supreme Court declined a 16-year-old child's request to get an abortion without parental consent. Now, the teen, who will go unnamed because she is still a minor, was taken from her parents, and she's now in protective custody by the state of Nebraska because of abuse and neglect from her birth parents. And she's pregnant now, and she at this point in time wants to make the decision to have an abortion because she feels as though she's not mature, nor does she have the financial means to take care of this child. This is all from the court documents. But since her parents, her parents have lost their right as custodial parents to make parental decisions for her, she is now her foster parents, who have a strong religious belief, don't want to sign a parental consent. And so really here, the authority on and her parents are really the state. So the state of Nebraska are quote unquote her legal parents. And the state of Nebraska, because of a recent law passed saying that there has to be parental consent for young women from 16, 17, 18, and 19, or 16 and 17, or 18 and under, they have to have parental consent for them to have an abortion. The state is saying that the Supreme Court is saying she's not allowed to have an abortion. And because the state is her legal custodial guardian, or she can't have an abortion without parental consent, but because the state is her parental guardian, she can't abort this baby. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm the first one to tell you that I don't believe people should just go around aborting babies for fun. I don't believe in that. I mean, people do, but I don't believe in that. But I just don't believe it is my choice to decide whether or not, or it's not even my business to decide whether or not you choose to have or not have an abortion. But the crazy part here is in the actual proceedings, the judge says she's worried that she doesn't have the financial. The young lady says she doesn't have the financial resources and the right to be a parent. She doesn't want to be a parent right now, and they're basically forcing her to have this child. And this child will then again become another ward of the state, which also speaks to the hypocrisy in this anti-choice movement. They want parental consent. Clearly in Nebraska, they're not going to give this young lady a chance to have control of her own body. But once this baby is born, this baby then, because she decides to give this baby up for adoption, or if she decides to put this baby in foster care, or if she neglects this child becomes what you would call, quote, what the conservatives would call somebody who mooches off the government. So you want to have this baby, you want to protect life, but now that life has been birthed, because you're forcing her to have this baby, now you're saying that you don't want this baby you don't want to support this baby, you don't want to give WIC, you don't want to help with school, you don't want to allow her to go on welfare programs. See the hypocrisy here? See the problem? You see where I'm going with this? This is part of the broader, larger conversation. While we're talking about this case in Nebraska, a broader, larger conversation about the Republican hypocrisy when it comes to issues of choice and when it comes to issues of poverty.